Is discussion on winter considerations from the fire service. The number one consideration we have for everybody is that home heating ends up being the second leading cause for residential fires. Those considerations should be with our furnaces, our fireplaces, space heaters, electric blankets. So with furnaces, have them inspected. One of the best ways you can keep a furnace working efficiently is by replacing that filter. The considerations with fireplaces and space heaters is keeping a 3-foot barrier around, in front of all the way around the fireplace and the space heaters. And consider the combustibles that are in that area also. When it comes to space heaters, you want to make sure that you're only using those when you're in the room. It's not something that we should leave unattended and walk away from. But that's just something to think about as we use these winter months. And then finally, with electric blankets or the space heaters, if we're plugging them in, make sure we're plugging them directly into the outlets. They're not designed to go into power strips or extension cords. We want to make sure that we're putting them in the outlets in case it's the safest way in case the breaker needs to trip because of those hazards. For any fire we might have this season, we are following the campaign of keeping the wreath red. In Station 3, there's a visual reminder of our red wreath currently. We want to keep all the bulbs red this fire season, the winter months, just to remind everybody to be safe. If there's any fire we have, maybe after a media release and some investigations, we'll provide some information. We'll change that red bulb to a white bulb. Our goal in the fire service across the community is to make sure we're keeping that wreath red, and almost every fire department locally is following that campaign and has some type of image for you. And the last probably consideration we have is winter travel. When the temperatures are dropping, the ice comes and the snow comes, we'll make sure everybody's arrives alive. Considerations to have is making sure that our tires are properly inflated. We have a kit available for us, having jumper cables, phone chargers, extra mittens and gloves, maybe a blanket and some kit litter in case we lose traction. All these things are important when the winter happens. We have young drivers, the first time they'll be out here in the snow, and we want to make sure that everybody's kind of prepared for this winter season and what to expect. Our partners at Public Works have a list of things to consider for winter travel, and then our partners over at PD want to remind us to lock it down. I know there's tempting to have a warm car if it's been sitting outside, but any type of temptation like that with a car that's running and unattended could be an opportunity for somebody else to take it away from us. So just lock it down and make sure we're being safe. Those considerations, take any questions you might have.
Well, obviously slow down when you're driving.
I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm saying when you're driving.
When you're traveling, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. When the forecast, we're paying attention to those things. We want to make sure that we're giving ourselves enough time to get to our locations. Inclement weather changes everything, so giving yourself enough time is extremely important because those forecasts, they range all over the place. And while we would think it might be all right to travel and the roads become slick, so just take your time, consider your stopping distance and the route you'll take. That's a great point.
I know you didn't have stats in front of you, kind of guesstimate how many house fires a winter season you guys have? How many bulbs are going to be on this wreath?
All right. In years past, we've always changed the bulbs. In the fire service, altogether, and especially in our area in the Midwest where we have all 4 seasons, there's always an increase in fires in the winter months. There's always an increased fire. They range from just a simple smoke scare because of the fireplace. Maybe we didn't operate the damper correctly or the flue. We'll have those types of things, but we do have those mishaps that happen, and there's always an increase in the winter months. But statistically, we'll be responding as normally and mitigating those situations as best we can.
Knowing that those added fires are coming, do you guys do anything different?
Just getting this message out. The best thing we can do constantly, every fire department does this in our area, we all have smoke alarm programs. That is the best way to notify the fire service how to respond to your homes, and making sure they work properly, they're tested, they have batteries in them, making sure they're operating like they should. That is the best message we can give to our citizens. To make sure your smoke alarms work, you're safe, because accidents will happen. We're staying in business because of these accidents. So we're just asking our citizens to make sure they have the working smoke alarms, they're tested, those batteries are in there, and that's the best way to notify us right away of that hazard in case there's a fire.
When did the wreaths go up, or when will they go up?
Yep. Typically in the fire campaign for Keep the Wreath Red, we did on social media on December 1st. and it kind of goes with the theme of the holidays right after Thanksgiving till probably January 1st. It's that initial holiday time with the winter months that we're trying to say, hey, let's be safe, let's be considerate, and we could have an increase of fires with all the gatherings and everything else.
Have you had any fires so far?
We've had a few fires directly related to home heating or something. No, there's been nothing we've changed a bulb yet for. But once that happens, we will definitely be on social to say why we're changing our bulbs and what has happened. We'll acknowledge that.
Anybody?